Okay, so today we're in training mode, and I want to show you how we can improve our reactions using spacing. Not improve your reaction time. I'm not a wizard or a biologist, but how we can improve the rate at which you're reacting to things. But before we do, if this helps you, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. So the problem that I had is that I like to walk forward a lot and just press buttons. I like to walk forward, press buttons. One problem is that this is a pretty linear game plan, but the other thing is that even if I do get this hit, I'm so close to them that if they do anything to retaliate, I can't react to it in time. And so if I'm sitting up this close to him and he point blank dashes at me, I'm not going to react to that. And what a lot of people like to do is like jab into a cross-up jump or something. If you block the jab, they'll just jump over your head. And this makes it infinitely harder to anti-air. So you have to start doing things like this. Like that. You have to cross-cut DP on reaction after he's like done pressing, after you're getting out of blocks done, right? You're so focused on blocking whatever he's doing on the ground, and then he just jumped, and now you have to remember to do your half circle forward cross cut, little shortcut thing. And so that's why if I'm playing against somebody really wild or I'm just playing in neutral, I'm giving myself a little bit more space lately. I'm giving myself enough space to react, and that's going to be different for everybody. Some people are going to be able to react this close, right? And some people are going to need this much space. You have to give yourself the space that you need to react to what they're doing. A lot of people, I think new players especially, think that fighting games are very reaction based and you have to have good reaction time and be genetically gifted to play these things. It's not. There's so many other factors that you can use in the game that will let you react to things no matter what your reaction speed is. These games are not being played at light speed to the point where you having a hundredth of a millisecond difference response time to your opponent really matters. It doesn't really matter. It's more so you need to put yourself in a position where you can react to things. This is also really important during the fireball game, especially if your character that doesn't have a fireball. Ken does, but let's say it's Karen there or something. If Ryu throws a fireball right here, I'm not reacting to that, right? If he's throwing a fireball from right here, I'm not doing EX shoulder under this. But if he's throwing them from here, I'm reacting to it. I'm reacting with heavy hands, or I'm reacting with EX shoulder, or I'm command dashing under it. I'm going to be able to get through this fireball. But up here, I'm not. And if I'm not already in the air, then I'm not going to get the jump in either. It can also apply to like situational matchups, kind of like Abigail's run. Very good Abigail players up close will be able to sneak a little run in and then pick a follow-up before you're ever able to react to it. You already don't want to be anywhere near this fucking monstrosity of a character, but if you do end up in this situation, it's so hard to react to it because of how close he is. And your general answer to Abigail run is just forward jumping over it because it beats most of the follow-ups. I think it might beat all the follow-ups if you time the forward jump right. And if you're thinking, why don't you just jab him out of it, or why don't you just hit him out of it? This is the run is actually armored until he picks a follow-up. If you do jab him or hit him before he picks a follow-up, like in between the gap, you can hit him out of it. It's just really hard, and the risk reward I think is not in your favor, right? Because if you fuck it up, you're gonna take a shit ton of damage, and this character can already two-touch you, especially if he has V trigger and super. That's why you don't want to be at this range against him, because he can just sneak run in like this, and he gets a little crumple. He can do all kinds of crazy stuff to you. Even, I mean, mid-screen sucks because his normals go so far. You really have to, your spacing has to be really on point to beat this character, I feel like. What can make it kind of hard with characters like Abigail, Zangief, the big bodies, I guess, is that they take up so much space, right? Their buttons take up so much space by design. Think of like Geef stand heavy punch, which you can whip punish a lot of the time when you start to realize it. But just knowing where to stand on the screen so you're not getting hit by stray buttons or, you know, big conversions or anything like this. Can be difficult, but once you play the matchup a lot, once you play against all these characters a lot in whatever game you're choose to play, you'll figure it out. You'll know where to stand on the screen and where you need to be to stay out of their like effective kill range. Personally, the two archetypes that I have issue spacing against still to try and react to things is characters like Poison, Dalsum, Manat, ones that have long range normals, and you're trying to play footsies 3/4 of the screen away. So like, see how far this button goes? I'm playing neutral from out. I'm trying to play outside of her whip range. This is actually a bigger problem with Dalsum because all of his limbs kind of go the same length. So you have to play neutral from a lot further away than you'd like. But these kind of characters really screw with me still because I'm not comfortable playing so far to the right of the screen or like so far away from my opponent and giving up so much space. But you do have to do that. And you also have to take a little bit of damage to try and get in. You have to take risk. And that's something I'm not fully comfortable with yet. And the last archetype that I really need to work on, like spacing wise and figuring out how to whiff punish things, is like Balrog, Honda, and Bison, characters that have really good neutral skip options. Balrog has dash punch. He does have to space it, so it does make him a little less egregious than characters like Honda and Bison. But still, if this hits, or he's in V trigger or something, and this hits, Like you're taking a significant amount of damage and you're in the corner. It's very hard to play against when you want to play a footsie based game, and then like those kind of characters just have an option that lets them pretty much skip that entire section of the game. They also kind of force you to play a little bit differently. You have to neutral jump a lot more. You have to sometimes you can even walk in and out of the range of the dash punch to try and make it whiff, and then you try and whiff punish it. It just puts a lot of work on you as a player to have to play around them and their kit. They don't seem like they're doing very much, and you're having to do a lot in response, I guess, is the frustrating part. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing, and I'll talk to you again soon.